Hey everyone, sorry I lost internet connection there for a second, but we're back, and this is Atmoseeker, your place for props, terrain, and creating an inspiring atmosphere for your players. Uh, tonight's live stream. I'm going to be just painting some Hero Forge minis of some player characters that I have in the table, and I might have a look later in the episode, probably towards the end, at some. I've got a board set up over there with some atmospheric techniques that I'll show with some lighting and fog. I've got a different light setup than last week's stream. So, uh, hey, look, it was a little bit stressful getting the internet back there. A lot of unplugging and plugging, and anyway, let's do what we came here to do, and let's paint some minis. I'm just gonna move this guy over here, and all kinds of technical difficulties today. There we go. And we got side by side now. There we go. Never goes smoothly. I always feel like I have everything kind of set up, ready to go, don't touch anything, and then, oh boy, it's a whole mess towards the end. Anyway, so I've got a miniature here. I've got Philomere ready to go. Yes, I don't understand. Thanks, Gareth. It was I just got the NBN like a few couple of months ago, and it's just it's usually not too bad. I think it's just because of where I am in the garage. It gets a little spotty sometimes. So because I have to run suspicious cables around the house. But let me see if I can fix up the focus on this guy, and we'll continue painting him. I think probably for the next few minutes it's just going to be calming down, feeling like, all right, we've got the stream going, so just gonna start throwing paint on this guy and see how that kind of turns out. Now, like the idea of this Atmoseeker logo that I've got in this, it should be in the center. It's meant to kind of keep, I kind of use that as a reference for when I'm painting, so it keeps it in center for you guys, which is not too shabby. Let's see if I can fix up the focus on him. I'm just going to switch to manual focus thanks to a tip from my brother the other week. There we go. I just got this nice little painting handle this week, so I should get a lot less paint on my fingers this update. All right, update this stream. Okay, what do we got? We got Philomere. Just gonna take a breath here. Just breathe, Seb. All right. Have a cup of tea. A cup of dragon tea. What is going on with me? I've had games. I've had games cancelled. That's what's happened. I've tried to schedule a game a couple of times. It's always hard to just get 5 people in a same room together. It's a little harder for folks these days because of things happening. But yeah, it's had a game move around a bit. But I do have a game scheduled for Valentine's Day. And what better way to spend Valentine's Day than with some minis and some fog in a dark room, lots of candles. I mean, that sounds romantic to me. That sounds like a good Valentine's Day to me. And I'm happy with that. All right, so this guy is a Paladin of Torm. So I see just like a quick Google search. It looks like a lot of gold, blue, silver, and I've dusted off these paints. These are very old Citadel paints. I think they were in a box somewhere. A friend gave them, donated them to the show. It's we'll see how they come out. These look quite thick in the pot, so I'll have to give it a good shake. You can even see how it's kind of like separated there a little bit there. What's this? Meridian blue. If there was a richer blue, I can't think of one. I'm just gonna give that a good old shake. Get this on. Oh, that is a nice blue, actually. It's really not too bad, not too different to the Kraken blue, I think. Looks richer out of the pot. Well, you know, let's get some paint going here. I think I'm just gonna just get a little scoop with the brush. Oh boy, is that too much? I can never tell. I think, yeah, I'm just gonna ease into this stream. Let me thin this out a bit. Just start painting this guy. There you see the Citadel paint. Is this a Citadel paint? It is. I guess some of them didn't make it though. There was some like, I think there was like some dwarven bronze color or something. It was like solid in the pot. Like, I don't know whether they use real bronze for this thing. I'm just gonna pull up a few Q&A questions as well while we're talking, while we're painting here. And I got something kind of midway through the show I'm gonna show. And if you like the channel, and if you've been enjoying some of the videos and streams that are coming up, consider subscribing, spreading the word. Old Seb could use a little help getting out there, getting the word out. Everyone needs a little bit of atmosphere and ambience in their game. I just made this Atmoseeker logo a little bluer, but tried to save it there. But I think it was inevitable that it was going to get a little bit of action on here. I think I was kind of asking for it. That's all right. I think maybe we'll change the color of this. This should become a whole colored splattered mess. Let's see. Get a few questions up. All right. So, and let's just start hitting this guy with a little bit of blue on here. Talk to me, Philomere. Where do you want the blue first? I think somewhere on the chest. Yeah, we're gonna fill in these robes. I think a little bit of blue. I did put a little skin tone in his face first. I feel like this brush is too big. Ditch that guy. Need something a bit more medium. A little medium brush. All right, let's see. Hold your breath. Stop painting here. There we go. I did kind of a zenithal prime on this guy, but I think I'm just gonna I don't know. I think I'm just gonna start blocking in colors, and then probably maybe start doing a little bit of wet blending here and there. Try and painting on stream is definitely a lot different than painting, because I think if I was painting normally, I'd be like this, right up in it. But you want to keep, maybe I should just have the camera closer to my face. Let's take a look at a couple of questions here. I got a question here from one of the Facebook groups. It says, how do you handle XP? Now, that's a great question, because there are different guides in the DMG for handling different types of XP, like milestone XP, or I'm just gonna move this over here, I think, or do you calculate all the XP for like all the monsters? I don't, because it's like, I mean, there must be. I would guess it goes back to a lot of the older ways of playing Dungeons and Dragons, where you would probably gather once a week and dungeon crawl and like killing bigger monsters and stuff. Just crawling through a dungeon, getting XP per monster and stuff. That, I mean, if you were playing every week, that does sound pretty good. But given how infrequent I catch up with a lot of the players and stuff in some of my groups, it's been mostly milestone XP. Or when I feel like it, when I feel like they've earned it, when I've taken enough blood. I don't know how benevolent a GM I am. I try to do stuff in the favor of the players as much as I can, but sometimes you just can't give them enough hints. All right. I think let's see. I did say that this logo was meant to help me keep things center. Yeah. I DM for friends. Really, it's been. I had the same group for. I want to say 3 years or something. In the same campaign too. That's how infrequent we catch up. It's been uh, mostly games once a month, and it all kind of started from a photo I shared on Facebook, like new dice. I got this huge, heavy, super heavy D20. It's like the size of a golf ball, but it was like made of bronze. And he saw that, and then he roped a few of his friends into there, and now he's now wife, and now we've just been playing all together for a while, for a few years, the same campaign. Already in their graves. They're already dead. I don't know. Like that's if you wanted to start at level 0, is that that's one way to do it, I guess. Mm. And another group I'm running is a couple of friends I met through my wife, and they very new to Dungeons and Dragons, never played before, and we've been playing the. This is actually one of their characters that they made in Hero Forge, and we've been playing the Dragon of Icespire Peak adventure, and we've been having a great time. It's interesting how like people that haven't had too much experience with Dungeons and Dragons, how they kind of approach things differently. Like they were, but in the end, they have played video games before, so there are some like Skyrim isms that happen. A lot of thievery, sneaking around and stuff. But generally, I'll give them props. They try to avoid combat where they can, and try to be as smart as they can with some of the. So I'm just trying to get some of this. Some I can't quite see. I can't quite see from far away if it's part. Yeah, it's still part of that. Yeah. Okay, I think consistency of this paint is good. I think there's some kind of pauldron there or something. Some kind of connection in the underneath there. It's on my the resurrected necromancer realized and raised the wrong. What enough? It's in my 7D system. I have never heard of the 7D system. I'm always on the lookout for. It is Hero Forge. Thanks for. Can I just say thank you everyone for chiming in, joining me this evening here in Australia, as I kind of paint some miniatures and chat a little bit. Yes, this is a Hero Forge mini. I am always impressed with some of the detail here. I haven't heard about 7D system, and I'm always on the lookout for different systems, particularly because I used to run a lot of lunch games at work, and I would be always on the lookout for kind of very rules kind of efficient kind of rules. So stuff that could, give enough kind of flexibility in the game, but you're not kind of too hampered down by rules on things. But you can still kind of get some player agency with some of the choices and stuff that you can do. I think we had a lot of. Where are you from, Raphael? We had a lot of. We played Knave, and that was quite good. That was Although I think it leaves a lot of room for kind of customization of the rules. So you're often making little tweaks and stuff here and there. Um, but I think circling back to the question, I guess, yeah, I think I'm more of a fan of Portugal. I'm not too. Yeah, so you're saying it's morning there, so I guess it's better than the people in America. Oh boy, I think it's like 4 a.m. over there. Depends what coast you're on, I guess. But welcome, thanks for tuning in. I think probably about midway through the stream, I've got a small segment that I'm going to pull something. I'm going to pull something out. I'm going to pull out something to show. That doesn't sound any better. It's no, I've got something fresh off the 3D printer. I'm going to show somewhere halfway through the show. So I think it's going to be kind of a. I'm trying to use my 3D printer for good. And oops, got a little bit on his knee there. You know what? I'm going to go over that anyway. So I'm trying to use it to augment a lot of my terrain I'm building at the moment. So I think I'm just trying to block in some color on this. You know, already, like you could throw this on the table and it's still better than unpainted, I think. So I think that's what I'm going for. You know what? Since it is for a friend, I should try and give it a half decent whack, I think. Let's see if we can get a little bit more on this guy. I am liking the kind of consistency here. I think I'm going to try and get a little gold trim on it. But at the moment, just base coating it here. Getting the basic colors. Whatever zenithal type priming I did it appears not important at this point because I'm just slapping on color. And I think that's the thing with mini painting. You don't have to be good at it, but you can have fun doing it. And there's a lot. Oh boy, there are a lot of talented mini painters out there. Is it me? Maybe with a little practice, I think I'll get there. I'll get there one day. Not today, but maybe the sky will be passable. Certainly for a friend, I think. Hopefully, I have a lot more luck painting monsters and stuff. You know, I think because they're generally bigger. They're quite, you know, like they're general. What's that one? That Beholder from WizKids. I've seen that one quite. He gets around. I've given him a go, and he was a lot of fun to paint. I think because the monsters, you don't have to worry so much about clothes and stuff. Wow, I am not worrying about going in the lines on this thing. You always get through your minis so fast. I sit here for like 4 hours and I'm still not done. You know what? Take as long as you want. If you've got the time to do it and it relaxes you. It's I guess this is kind of the D&D nerd equivalent of those coloring books. But you know, the ones that are supposed to be good for you and to be therapeutic. I think there's a piece of armor in there or something. Either that or there's some kind of... There wouldn't be any mold lines because it's printed. Yeah, look, it's going to be a hard time getting that brush in there. Just gonna jam it in there. Get some paint on there. Oh, we could take another question or keep chatting here. Let's see what I got. All right. How do you find time to craft and everything for your next session? Yeah, that's an easy trap to fall into. Like that's like you get an idea for an encounter, or like a you get it in your mind. You picture it. Like, oh, wouldn't it be great if they go into this area and I've got this big something something made. Uh, and I've learned that you don't craft a session unless it's something big, unless it's like and if you're smart, you'll probably start painting, making that kind of thing in advance. But usually, trying to avoid making stuff for the session. If anything, I'll try and lean on kind of the um, terrain and stuff that I already have, and I think I'm almost done with this blue. I'll try and lean on the terrain and stuff that I have, and uh, and then when I and then and then if it's where am I going with this? Yeah, I'll try and lean on the kind of terrain that I have, and if I do need to make anything or paint anything, I kind of try to keep it within the realm of possibility of getting done in time, because juggling with kids and stuff, you usually don't get any time to do any of it for a game. So even if it means just using existing terrain to kind of get an image that kind of is closely resembled to what you're after. But usually when crafting terrain and stuff, I kind of just go and craft what I want to craft. Like, I make those ice cavern kind of things. I'm not running a Rime of the Frostmaiden game anytime soon. I mean, I've got the book and everything, but I was inspired in that moment, and I wanted to make some ice caverns, and um, yeah, just that's you kind of got to go with your gut on some things. I think that's probably the best way to make terrain. Just I would avoid making it before the next session unless it's something kind of really set piece, but go with what you want to make. I do juggle kids. They're very heavy. The big one is especially big. Oh, RFD hobby. I am so sorry. I was still on the wrong page apparently. Yeah, look, there was a bunch of technical difficulties. Probably even like that link and stuff is not working anymore. So learned a few things tonight, I think. What is the best way to sort this thing out? Probably have good, dependable internet. That's probably something to have. I'm DMing Rime of the Frostmaiden at the moment. Found the channel through your Frost Cavern videos. So I'm super excited to work on that. Oh, good luck. Those ice caverns were a lot of fun to make. I kind of wish I'd elaborated a bit more on them. I had some ideas for adjoining like little caverny tile stuff that could be used to kind of augment those, or even like little scatter kind of thing. Like I would make like a, let's see, I've got something I could show. It's kind of similar. I've got a whole bunch of cave terrain back here. Well, it's attacking. But I was thinking, like I could have made some like cave scatter and stuff. So I've got like this, almost like these stalactite kind of cave columns and stuff. And I was thinking of making some that had like almost like a top on them that you could put kind of some of those icicles down and stuff. Those would be cool to kind of throw in there as well. You prefer pre-written modules or homebrew campaign? Well, I'm not gonna lie. I do a bit of both. Homebrew can be very forgiving. Like you can make up a whole bunch of stuff, but in the end, you got to make up everything. So I kind of start with a module or something, use that as kind of an inspiration, I guess, and usually what happens is I don't remember all the information correctly and things change as we play it, so then it becomes kind of like this weird hybrid of a game. Yeah, so that's do it. I sometimes I really do love homebrew, and I would use a smaller, like for a smaller like arc, like definitely for like one shots and stuff. Love doing a homebrew. You can come up with a few little like neat places to kind of check out, and just like cool NPCs and like weird laws and stuff. You're just like in this insane crystal kingdom or something, and whatever. But you can come up with some interesting like rules and custom rules, and yeah. So I probably homebrew a lot more for one shots, shorter games, and then a little bit of a homebrew like module with a twist, I guess. I am curious to look at some Pathfinder modules, just because I know sometimes they can be fleshed out a bit more. Because some of those WizKids ones can be a little bit loose on the details, and I think that's intentional, just so you you can flesh those out yourself. But sometimes I like to have them just so you can go, all right, that was your idea. I don't like that, but it gave me an idea for this thing. At the same time, they have a whole kind of like story arc for this. What was one a friend gave me to look at? It was the Curse of the Crimson Throne. Never read it, but the little bit of the pages that I did read, it looked interesting story wise to kind of give you a lot of ideas. I think I'm going to change up the color here. I'm going to start throwing some. I'm going to throw in this guy. I can hit the leather work, and then hit some of the mithril silver or something. I reckon hit it with brown first, or do I dare go one of these contrast paints? With the snakebite leather. Usually they're pretty good. I've had good luck with this one. Why not? Once. I'm going to go straight out of the pot. Yes. Okay. Alright, got a little leather in this guy. Gonna just try and... What's the... DMG Info asks, what's the inspiration behind the Atmosphere channel? Well, it all kind of started because I was a crazy DM who did all this lights and stuff. People liked that kind of stuff, and it was often suggested to start doing that stuff, like videos and blogs and whatever. So then I've been meaning to do it for a long time, and I think there was kind of a niche that hadn't been filled in this kind of, because there's a lot of miniature painting, terrain making, and I still love doing all that kind of stuff. Heck, look, I'm painting a miniature right now. But I think there wasn't a lot. Like often there's it's very very few and far between where you can find episodes of something on YouTube that help with that kind of thing with atmosphere and effects, and that's been the kind of main goal, is to help make a great immersive environment for your players, because I always found that it really helps encourage roleplay, especially as people who don't love to encourage roleplay, not love to encourage roleplay, but to love to roleplay. It helps a bit, you know? Oh, thank you. Yes, just happened today. 700 subscriptions. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't yet, well, love to get to 1,000 one day. So sharing the word or subscribing to the channel, much appreciated. And thank you for stopping by on the live stream. Just painting some miniatures here if you just checked in. And we're just trying to work out these. I am using some snakebite leather on this, and I think I'm instantly regretting this. It's not not coming through quite as. Maybe I shouldn't be mixing these kind of paints. I'm going to switch to a brown. I'm going to put that one down. See, that's what I love about miniature painting is like you make a mistake, you can just change your mind. Okay, so let's see. We got. I don't even know if those are probably gauntlets, right? They look like leather gloves. All right, I'm going to switch it up to a. What we got here? We got bugbear brown. A little shake. It is hot down here in Australia. It is. We just had like thunderstorms and stuff, so it is extremely humid. In case anybody was wondering, yeah, it's not my favorite weather at all, and not the best for being in a garage. That's probably why the internet struggled. It just got too hot. That's a lot lighter brown. You know, I'm just learning about this miniature painting stuff. I think it's good to go cartoony on the colors. Hopefully a good wash will tie it all together, I think. Yeah. Stage Atmosphere collab. Oh, yes, that does sound great. Yeah, I do have some ideas for little lights and stuff that we could do. It's strange how like a lot of the Atmosphere episodes and ideas are mostly intrinsic on light and sound. Very important things when setting atmosphere. And probably a good controllable environment. Don't want kids running around, running amok around the miniatures. So, as much as I love my kids, actually, you know, I'll take that back. He's one of my eldest. He's starting to. I mean, he has been into Dungeons and Dragons miniatures for a while. He was 3 when he started picking up like the monsters and just playing around with them. Now he's 5, and we have like rolled some dice around and stuff. I think that's had a lot of fun. So I think I've got at least one in the family. So we can. My wife could take some convincing, but she could do it, and then probably the youngest. He'll probably follow the biggest. Is it more paint? Let's just slop it on there. There we go. It's interesting when you start getting some variation on there. It starts to look a bit more like a mini. Alright. What is your dream game room? Is another question. Ooh, because at the moment, like I've got a pretty good setup in here, but as far as soundproofing goes and stuff, it's a little bit to be desired. So definitely something a bit more soundproof. I reckon it would be like a room in a house, or like, oh, you know what? Like an actual dungeon. Like I could sell it to the wife as like, hey honey, it's a wine cellar. You know, you can keep wine there. We keep wine in there. Like dig a big hole in the ground, proper like masonry stone and stuff, and just build up like a wine cellar. So you have racks of wine on the sides, and then big table in the middle, a few like power sockets in the roof for lights and stuff. Everything controllable, or like with the temperature and everything, all the lights. Wind? That would be something cool. I always wanted to have more control of, like, I wonder if you can get like a DMX control for like a fan, because that would be cool to have on the board, where I can just like control the wind speed in the room. Like you're on the top of a mountain top. You have probably problematic if people use a lot of paper notes, but worth it. Sydney Opera House. That's huge. Be probably a lot to rent out. Oh, the RFID hobby was asking about the adventure game. Adventure Begins. I did mention it on the other stream, and I did play it with my son, who's 5, and he quite liked it. He was it was like, even like I didn't have to simplify any of the rules or anything. He was quite into it. He um he grasped a lot of the concepts quite well, like exchanging the gold and rolling the dice, and I think he's starting to be at that age where, if things don't go 100% well with the dice, he's a bit more receptive to that kind of stuff. Oh, be careful there, Seb. That is a thin line. You are not that good at painting. I think I just a little bit out of the line there. You can hardly tell on the stream. Maybe I can use another brush to clean it up. All right. There we go. That's a little better. I think I'm just going to throw brown. I did say blue and gold at the start. Maybe there should have been a gold rope thing. Alright, look. I'll base it in the brown and then maybe highlight it with a bit of yellow. Gold. There we go. Don't breathe, Seb. Don't. Gotta get there. It's those little nooks. Oh, okay. There we go. Saved it. Oh, thanks, Gareth, for stopping by. Good to chat with you, buddy. Have a good sleep. I'll see you next time. Hopefully, maybe in the future I can do it at a more reasonable hour. This is kind of the most I can kind of commit to these days, with other stuff. So it'll have to do for now. Hopefully, people are still enjoying watching these things after they're up. All right. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to switch it up for a little bit. I'm going to pull something off the build plate. Something, probably the biggest thing I've ever printed. It took 9 hours. So I'll be curious how it comes out. It looks good. Looks good on the build plate. So we'll see how it's all kind of turned out. I don't know how people get through a whole mini in a stream. I'm struggling to get through. Just too slow. Not enough practice. Just gotta keep practicing, get faster, get more awesome at this stuff. That's the plan. That's the plan. Just keep painting. Don't stop. Don't stop for any reason. If anyone can offer any advice on how to paint faster, I think probably the top on that would be practice. FDRB. Do you or have you run games outside of the fantasy theme, sci-fi and such? It's an interesting question because I dabbled. There are some. Actually, I've got a book over here that I quite enjoyed. Good. It was this Coriolis book from the Free League. This it's sci-fi and it has a little bit of an Arabian Nights twist to it. So it has all these like these vengeful gods and this darkness that's kind of pervade through it, and some interesting like classes and ship to ship combat and stuff. So it's a D6 system as well, so a little bit different, but some great. Let's see if I can find some good illustrations in here. Actually, I'll go right. See, I've already kind of like tabbed it out up here. But yes, it was. I wanted to start making terrain for it, which was kind of. So it was like sci-fi, but like a little bit of an Arabian twist. So I had when I ran the session 0, we had some. I made like some lanterns and stuff that had a little bit of that, but it had like some neon like lights in there to kind of make it look like it was a sci-fi kind of dealy. Yeah, I would definitely jump into that again. It was a lot of fun to read about a different perspective, a different setting, I guess. So I haven't picked up that campaign in a while. I kind of had to put it on hold because of a few things. It's hard running lots of campaigns. I think if I was going to run it again, I probably would simplify that rule set a bit more and then play it at lunch with friends at work would be good. That would be the goal. All right, it's been 2 minutes. I'm going to put this guy on pause. And you can see he's coming together. He's got all his he's starting to get there. I assumed he was Caucasian. He's an elf, so probably. I don't know. That's an assumption. Maybe some. Do elves have tans? I don't know. They're usually quite pallid. Anyway, we'll put that guy to the side, and I will get a little something because it is time for a new segment. It's what's on the build plate. We're gonna get something off the 3D printer and see what it is. So wait 2 seconds, and I'll be back in a jiffy. Whoa. All right. Little costume change here, but we got something big, guys. We got something huge got printed off this 3D printer, resin printer. I'm using the any photon S, any cubic photon S, and it's I'm experimenting with something. I'm printing off because I saw from a lot of the other hobby channels they'll sometimes use like a what's that, shifting lands. They'll get windows and stuff printed out. So I thought, why couldn't I just print out some windows? So I printed out this huge. Well, it's not even fitting in the camera here. Got a nice big Gothic window. It's even got like glass in there. And I printed it on clear resin. So hopefully I'm skilled enough to just paint painting the lines. Just, I don't even know how you'd prime this. You have to put something on the windows or something. Little pieces of tape. That sounds monotonous. That sounds, I probably will just use like a paint-on primer. I think that would be the way to go. All right, let's get this guy off the build plate. Got my alcohol here. It's a little bright for you guys, I think. So I'm gonna just turn down the light a little. There we go. Now you can kind of see a bit more. It is pretty big. So hopefully it comes off nice and smooth. This particular window is off Thingiverse, so completely free. You can donate to the artists and stuff there, but probably should. Something like just a few bucks or something. What would you pay for this in the store? I think I'd pay $5 for it, easy. That's probably... There we go. Got it. Alright. Whoa, I don't even think I'm going to be able to fit this in the curing thing. But there you go. It's got some nice detail there. So the plan is, you know those ice cavern dioramas that I did. The plan for these ones is that I'm going to make kind of a diorama kind of thing for like online games, but you can use it for at the table as well. And it's mostly just like a chapel kind of thing. So I might tint the glass with some ink or something. Yeah, there's actually some really nice detail in there. Like there is some, like you can see some. So can I go get close? Oh, I don't have the autofocus on, but you can see there. Like, it's one of those things that, like, yeah, you could make this yourself, but if I can just walk away, have that thing printing for. So it's. I'll show you how big it is side by side with the miniature as well. It is on the larger side. Sorry, I was just sorry about the foley there. I've got a bit of just cleaning off the build plate there. It won't even fit in my little bucket here, full of isopropyl alcohol. Give a little wash. Hide that little title. There you go. See, we're learning how to do the live stream, and we'll get there. And if you haven't already, and if you're new to the stream, welcome. And if you'd like to subscribe or share the word about this guy in his garage, who's crazy about atmosphere lights and miniatures and D&D, then by all means, it's much appreciated. All right, just this guy doesn't even fit in the bucket, so I'm just kind of giving it a little dippy. There we go. Rigorous, but not too much. I don't want to get isopropyl alcohol everywhere. I've been around it long enough that it doesn't bother me anymore. All right, so I got 2 buckets. Here we got the blue bucket. That's got a decent amount of excess resin in there. Probably time to change it up. And then I've got a clear one, which is can I get? There we go. I can change this out a bit. Oh, what's better? All right. Then we've got another pickle jar here, pickling jar. It's only half full, so I'll have to give it a little slosh. Half and half. But it is a big window. I'm thinking I might not even have to tint the glass, because when you cure this resin, this transparent resin, it goes a little yellowy. Depends how long you cure it for. Just given the size of this thing, I'll probably chuck it out on the windowsill or something tomorrow. I do have like a small curer and stuff that I do for for miniatures, but this will not fit in there. I could put it on like the spinny table thing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did see that shout out, RFD Hobby. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Uh, yeah, I quite enjoyed that stream. Yeah, Q&A videos are interesting. I think at the moment this is mostly about I get a night of the week to do this kind of stuff. Paint some miniatures, print some things, and I do still make videos in the background. Next video is coming. It is more of a crafty type dealing. So some terrain, but it's, you know, all the terrain that I've got that I usually do on the channel is it's got a little twist to it. So there we go. We've got this beautiful Gothic window. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description of this video when we're done, so you can have a look at these windows by yourself. But you could definitely print out a few of these. I don't think it used too much resin because it's pretty thin. But you can make a nice structure out of this, I think. So I'll have this as like a centerpiece, and then I'll build like some kind of diorama around it, I guess. Maybe a video. I don't know. But I like it. I like this. I'm gonna put that aside. I'm gonna go to Filamier for a little bit, and then in probably about 15 minutes of painting Filamier, giving him some brown, I'm gonna switch out to the terrain board. I'm gonna show you a little atmosphere in a sec. Alright, don't need the goggles for paint. Here we go. Alright, Filamier. Should we change up the music a bit? We've been listening to this composer. He's a German composer called ASCII. He's got a lot of stuff that's composed for Dungeons and Dragons, kind of ambient tracks. But there is another composer I've been listening to. He doesn't have a lot of stuff on Spotify, but he has some interesting music. I'd be keen to put it on, but it's not all on Spotify. So he is Travis Savoy. If you haven't heard of him, he's got a great YouTube channel that has all the songs on there. But usually what happens is he uploads them during he uploads each individual one, and then I think by the end of that, when he has like a collection of them, he'll put them all up on Spotify. Let's see if I can pull up some of his music. There was a good one. Let's see. Was I playing it in the waiting screen? There's his can play some of his Curse of Strahd album. Ooh, it's moody. One of I played in the campaign that was Curse of Strahd, and that the DM in that one was quite good at setting the right misery mood for that place. Probably so much into, I was like, oh, I don't look forward to going back to Barovia. Can't we go somewhere happy? Just if I'm not talking, just have a little listen to the guy. I'll change it to one that was in the loading screen. Yeah, I can imagine this with like a wagon chase careening down. You got vampires swooping in, and just like, oh, we're gonna fall off and stuff. I think I'm thinking of the movie Van Helsing. Underrated. I quite like that one. Let's switch back to the Filamier. All right, I'm definitely gonna need a bit more light here. A little bit more light on this guy. All right, Philemir, speak to me. What are we doing next? We're gonna do. So, you know what? You can't hear the music? There's meant to be music this whole time. Oh, that's what's happened. My whole thing about ambient music and everything, and you guys can't even hear it. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you for bringing that to mind. Thanks for stopping by, Nate's Miniatures. Good to see anybody, and thanks for stopping by. I see I've got in the top left here. It's got it's up here. It's got the music playing, so I'm disappointed that it wasn't showing through for you guys. I've been playing music this whole time. I guess it's been all just for me. Still learning about streaming, guys, so I'll get there. Probably around stream 10 I'll have a whole kind of system down. Anyway, let's sod it. I'm gonna just start throwing. Let's just start throwing some. What have we got here? We got some mithril silver. Yeah. Let's get some steel going. His armor. Stream 10 is where it's at. That's right. If I'm talking to future Seb right now, go to stream 10. It's in well, when's that going to be? In 10 weeks, I guess. Wait, for a DM, not good at math. So I'm going to say, what stream are we up to now? This is going to be like 5th stream. So in 5 streams, it'll be all figured out. It'll be all worked out. Then you'll see. I'll show you all. I can hear you laughing at me. Stop it. Oh yeah. Let's get some of that armor going. Yeah, that's hot. I'm liking that. Throw a wash on top of this. It's gonna be like Nuln oil or something. I've got a whole pot of Nuln oil. It hasn't even been spilled. Full. People spill these things all the time. Not me though. Won't happen. Nope. Won't happen. Almost has happened. I do have I'm a klutz, really. You didn't see it, but before the stream, I dropped this guy. I was like, this handle thing is new, and I was like, detachable head. I gotta check this out. And I was like trying to pull it off, and yank it off so hard that he scattered to the floor and he broke off at the legs. Luckily for me, it was a clean break. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know, but it'll be our little secret. Alright, just gonna silver this guy up. Probably could use a bigger brush. So yeah, if you guys didn't know, we're listening to Travis Savoy, very talented composer, does a lot of ambient music. His channel is, the heck is his channel called? I think it's like RPG Toolkit or something. Oh boy, I'll put a link in the description. I'll make sure to. But he has, he's just been working on Rime of the Frost Maiden kind of album. So it's all very thematic kind of mix of all like the kind of music that you would need for that kind of campaign. So it's got all like the combat music, the plotting music, the sneaky town music. So all kind of in a nice consistent album where it's all the same theme but different tones and temperaments and stuff. So I quite like that, and it, especially at being a DM, that you have to kind of like, I spend a lot of my ear time just listening to soundtracks and like what's going to be the perfect track or music for a game coming up. Especially like, all right, I'm running Rime of the Frost Maiden. This guy has a whole album that's set for that campaign. It's all kind of thought out, and that's extremely helpful. Like, I could feel complete confidence just having Snow Swept ambience playing, get that guy's album, set. I'm set for a game. Set for a Rime of the Frost Maiden game. Nate Menisha says, thank you, Midna. RPG Music Maker is his channel. So, if I didn't mention it before, RPG Music Maker, Travis Savoy, his channel is fantastic. His music is, especially like the latest stuff, it really sounds cinematic, and it loops very well as well. So, you could have the same combat track going and not feel too overwhelmed by the loopiness of it. Is that meant to be a pant leg or something? That's the other thing of painting miniatures. I guess it's just kind of working out how this whole costume fits together. I guess these are greaves. Yeah. Nate says that Nuln Oil always spills. That's what black magic is. It's a little bottle of black magic. I don't think I've even cracked the seal on this thing. A little nervous to crack it open on the show. I mean, I've got a laptop here, cameras, microphones. Could do a lot of damage. But that... See? We're getting there. And you know, even if we get to the end of this stream and this is all I have painted, it's enough to like put it on the shelf and it's like, I gotta finish that. I gotta finish that miniature because I can't leave it halfway instead of all the half painted stuff that I have. It's a good motivator. If you just get all your miniatures all in a row and just paint like one bit of them, one little leg, little arm, little eyeball or something. So maybe like just one leg, so it just stands out on the shelf and just like, gotta finish painting that guy. That's the problem with 3D printing now. So many miniatures to paint. Never had that problem before. So, you know, it's especially, you know, with kids and such, it's a little harder to find time to go to, my son would call it the monster shop. So it's nice to have the monster maker over there, that's what we call it. Because that's, have a game coming up, do a little Thingiverse search, or have a look in my Miniature Factory. I'm sure there's other 3D printing websites that have some good... if there are any suggestions of anywhere people get 3D models, I know there's a lot of Patreons and stuff that people kind of subscribe to. I kind of prefer to just buy the model outright. Okay, so we got one leg. I think I'm going to do like black in there or something, or grey, and then do a wash. Do I take painting commissions? Lucas asks. I guess, you know what, like, not really. I don't take painting commissions because I've got enough miniatures to paint myself. But, I mean, but that's, I mean, if you don't enjoy painting, then, like, I'm happy to kind of noodle around with miniatures and stuff. If you want to bring it for the show, what kind of miniature you got? Well, surely you could find someone a lot better at painting miniatures than this guy. Now this is some dramatic music. This is like the... What do we listen to? We're listening Into the Mists. I'm going to change it back to... we're going to listen to some now we're listening to Tabletop RBG. This is Ian Fisher. He's another tabletop composer. And a lot of his tracks are very, very cinematic. Fighting Elf, and that sci-fi character from Xmas Gift. Okay. Sounds interesting. So I haven't painted much sci-fi before. It'd be interesting to do more on the channel. A lot of the stuff on the channel at the moment is very fantasy based, but I do have a pang for sci-fi. I love sci-fi, so I'll have to. I've got some ideas for some atmosphere setups for science fiction. So there might be some upcoming videos that kind of focus more on that. See, that's the problem. We've got lots of ideas for videos. Got a good backlog. It's just gotta find time to do it. And paint miniatures, apparently. Have you made? Nate asks, have you made a D&D scene where it is at, say, the docks at night with mist? It would be interesting to hear the ambient wave sounds and it being spooky. Ah, you know what? I do have like some terrain I could do that kind of stuff with. And something, you know what? I did say in about 15 minutes I'll start showing a atmosphere board. So I'm going to put a little Philomere aside here. I think it's going to be time to move on to something a bit more atmospheric. So it's going to be time for a little atmosphere sneak peek, I think. But let's have just like a little spin of this guy. Just enough to kind of keep going, I think. I think we're gonna shelve that guy for now. And if you want to check out the Instagram in like a night or two, I'll pop him up there. All right. So let's set the mood here, guys. We're going to switch up the cameras a bit. So I'm just going to... Let's see. Alright. Alright, so now we're going to switch out the cameras a bit for a little atmosphere sneak peek. We're going to move around. We've had the fog machine sitting on hot for well, the whole stream. So we're going to have a look at something. I'm just going to put on a waiting screen, but this is only going to take 2 minutes. So I'll pop this camera out. And just follow me as we'll go and have a look at a board I've got set up over here. Now I can see you guys. Hello. I'm setting up the other camera right now so you can get a closer look. So this is going to be a. So I've got a little table here set up. Let's just change out the music to something a bit more fitting for this environment. Go back to I was tempted to go back to just go back to that. Alright guys, so we got a little terrain board set up here. It's a little far to tell from here, but I'll switch the camera too. So technical difficulties there. So what we've got a nice little graveyard scene set up here. So at the moment, this has been kind of lit with, I've got some pin spots up on the roof. So there you go. I've got two, just because one's not quite bright enough. So hopefully, gonna upgrade to some. Hang on, let's get the microphone over here. That probably would help. There we go. Is that a little better? Alright. That's a little better. So, what I've got this light hooked up. We've got it. Can you see that here? We've got a 64 LED par cam, which is, it's a little hard to tell up there, but it's like a circular light. It's got a lot of LEDs in there, and I've got it fitted up to a, let's see if I can get a little ambient light going on here. So we've got like a little DMX board kind of tied to that. So a little fancier than one of those DJ Ripple lights that I have here. So it's a little bit more expensive. But the advantage of that one is, so if I track out, have this kind of side by side. So I've got the board here. I've got this. So this is quite small. You can fit it behind a DM screen. So if I kind of put it there. And you see I've got some sliders on here. I can change the color and hue quite well. I'm just going to brace this on the board here. And I've also got a new addition to the dungeon here, where I have a fog timer kind of hooked up now. So the fog machine is running through the patented Atmoseeker fog chiller that I made on the channel, and I've got, let's see, maybe I could show with the camera. So can you see anything now? It's a little dark, but we got the chiller box there. It's filled with ice and stuff. This guy's pretty hot. We've got a little timer that's been kind of hooked up to it. So I was very excited to get the timer going. So that's going to give it a little puff every few seconds. I can give it a little manual puff for now. All right, so it's got a couple of little graveyard scene. So now that I have the so this board that I have here, it's like a custom made this myself. It's like a circular gaming board with a little bit of an edge lip to kind of keep that fog in there. I'm actually going to have to turn off the sorry, I just remembered that this thing doesn't have autofocus turned on, so just bear with me for 2 seconds. So turn autofocus back on. Alright, there we go. Alright, now you can see a bit better. Alright, so already, so yeah, you can hear that? The smoke's coming in. So that's going to give a little puff. What have I got this set to? I've got it set to every 10 seconds. Oh, what? No. It goes, let's see, the wheel goes up to 200 seconds. And it is set to like 50 seconds or so. So every minute it's going to give a little puff. That's probably too much, and you can set how much it's gonna puff in. But see, the main advantage of using these DMX lights is you can also set up chasers. So I'm gonna actually pause the music for a second because I have a little bit of atmosphere in here that I'm gonna play. Let's see if I can hook it up on the phone here. So that's the Soundbox Pro by DOS. I've got it in the back. Hopefully it's going to come through pretty well for you. But also what you can do with these DMX lights on the control board here, you can set up chasers as well. And what chasers are, pre-programmed kind of animated light sequences that you can put in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a little bit of thunder and lightning. That kicks in for me, the sound. And you might ask, like, how do you program some of these chases? So this lightning chase, you kind of go through and you select which light you want to program it to, and you adjust the sliders to the color. And then what you do on this board is you can say how fast it's going to kind of scroll through. So you can see those numbers kind of ticking through. So you can speed that up or slow it down. So I'm going to have it set to this speed. And to kind of get the flashes of the lightning, I kind of watched some reference of a thunderstorm. I kind of went through it frame by frame and kind of got the brightness and hue to kind of try and match. You can kind of go and set the steps, and then when you've got enough, I probably should have set a few more. But once you have a few steps, then you can hit play, and you can set it up to a few lights and stuff. So at the moment, this is just a singular one, but it still kind of gets the point across. Go a bit. Let's go a little closer here. So on the last live stream, I painted this Gothic character here. It's a little hard to tell the paint job in him in this light, but yeah. So this is just a symmetry board. We put together some lighting effects and some sound. So probably the par can light. If I can get a better view of it. If you watch the, I have a video on the channel actually, which is the best lights for Atmosphere. I do mention it in there, and the board on there. It's probably a little pricier for this kind of setup, so that's probably in the last video on the channel. That's why I more so recommended the down the mount of it. You vanquish it, and then the dawn comes up. This guy's dead. Huzzah! What a fantastic battle it was. Whoa. Whoa. What else could you say? You could. I do have a chase that's more of like a fire. Oh, this is like a swampy kind of one. So it's a bit more like greens and yellows. But those kind of colors, they come through a bit more sickly. Yeah. I think the fog really picks it up too. It kind of keys off some of those lights. What other kind of lighting situations could we go? See, this is just like a simple chase where I just have some yellowy greens, some deeper greens. You can get a lot of color variation. The only thing is that on film, especially for like cameras and stuff, you do see that little bit of jittering, so you kind of have to, you can see a little bit of that interlacing, that flickering. So I think you have to have, like, with some cameras you can set the, you'll call it like the frame rate or the hertz and stuff to kind of avoid that. I notice if you have it kind of set to full pelt on some of these, like let's see if I set it to manual 3. Whoa. If you go full color, you can't see that flickering. So I think it's when you're halfway through, like a slider or something, then you'll start to see it. Hey, see, like you change it to like more of a red, then with the smoke and stuff, that looks like some kind of fire effect. Oh, thanks for checking in, Jade. Two of us painting out and watching. Love your setup. Thank you so much. I will be having a game soon, so I'll have to move everything around here. But for the live stream, this is working. We got this table here with the little fake setup here. Let's see if we can get any other kind of sort of lighting situation. So we got a deep red. That's some chaos stuff there. And then I think if you want to go like something a little bit more magical, I think you would go like a red, like a blue, like a purple, maybe like a deep purple. And you can mix and match with this too. Like you could get, you could use this and one of the DJ lights and stuff. You can have like some good, if you had the DJ ripple light with some blue, like the green ripples or something, you can have some like a spirit kind of effect on it. That could be quite good. Yeah, so definitely would recommend having the fog timer, because that thing is going to be amazing to just like set and forget. Like I have been just, it takes a little bit out of it when you're running the game and then, oh, I need fog, I'm going to push the button. But with the timer, it took a little bit of rewiring though. I will say that this one, with this particular fog machine, I had to switch the in and out of the switch. I only touched the electricity bit once. Tiny little jolt. So it's probably better to know what you're doing. But for me, it was a good payoff, because now it's just gonna do it on its own. I don't have to do anything. I can just change the lights, and it's oh boy, can't wait to run this kind of game. Thank you everyone for stopping by in the stream. Thank you Nate's Miniatures, thank you RFD Hobby, thank you DMG Info, and thank you to all the subscribers that have stopped by. And if you haven't subscribed, please please share the word and subscribe if you want. If you like seeing these cool little atmosphere tips and tricks here and there, I'm kind of just learning them myself, but I'm passionate enough to give anything a try and see what kind of turns out in the end. So if you want to join me on that atmosphere journey, then happy to have you come for the ride. We're going to make terrain, make atmosphere, and we're also going to create and inspire. So I'll see you in the next live stream next week at 10 PM Australian Standard Time, daytime, AEDT. Next week I try to stream every week. So far it's been pretty consistent. And usually I think it's new videos once a month by the looks of it. So new videos once a month, live streaming every week. So stop by, let's get atmospheric, and let's create and inspire. I'll see you next time. See you later. Whoa. See you later.